So hello, welcome everybody, and now down to the 1000s. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with OBS. Now it's in the 1000.
We have to move to
Obis,
YouTube
why?
again or something.
No,
Obis,
it's
why?
not
think it's Twitch,
YouTube.
no.
It's not YouTube. It's straight up OBS. I can't.
Oh wait, no, that's right. Because last time there was another issue.
Stop.
It was
It
completely
has
separate
nothing
but coincidental.
This is not to do with Twitch or YouTube. Like, we would have the same problem no matter what platform we were moving to. Just hit a lag spike, bro. I am getting like shit
he's
kilobytes.
already has a short fuse. His fuse has been cut in half because of all the bullshit we had to deal
I
with
tell you
earlier.
what, y'all explain what the fuck has been going on this whole
Discord
time.
was being a
bitch.
Yes,
Not
and did not like OBS. Did not like his audio. Our audio specifically. His audio was fine.
Yeah.
Our audio didn't like it.
It was not picking up. It was not picking up any of the Discord audio at all. And this is the only time that we actually are on camera reading. I'm mad about that, bro. I'm so mad about that. But I can't have them seeing like all of the servers and stuff. Really? Well, I guess I could. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point.
Or just put like the cover of the chapter we're on.
Hold on.
Like over it or something, maybe.
There. Hang on, I'm gonna do a thing.
Oh no.
Oh no. I'm gonna do a thing.
That's never a good sign when Richie does stuff. He does
Completely
anything, it's
left what I've
bad
been
news. Get chat. You gotta be scared. Very wary of it.
Okay, so there we go. I can do it this way now. I put OBS on the opposite side, and instead of having it like that, go to Discord video. There we go. There. Now you have that, and I can fix that really easily. There we go. There's that. So now you just don't see my stuff at all. Now, so this has literally got Discord pulled up. I just don't have an extra screen on there. So I'll just do some. I'll do some finagling if I have to, if it'll solve issues. 2,000 kilobyte second. OBS old bullshit. Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. So we're starting chapter 3 tonight. If fucking stream will cooperate with us.
Chapter 4 is where I'm at.
Is it chapter 4?
I think that's where I first started off, and I didn't touch it since.
Oh no, you're right. It is chapter 4.
It has been a couple weeks.
Gates.
And we had to deal with that.
Yeah.
Again.
We had to deal with this for almost an hour, dude. Almost an hour.
And
so
Mood's still not back.
Dude, what the heck?
Sean, I feel like the only thing that would make the mood setting even better is just have a hood. You gotta have a hood or something to put on.
Welcome to the bar.
I gotta think. I have to throw it at you or
All right,
whatever.
so guys, really quickly.
The Midnight Society.
Really quickly. If you did not see it.
There you go.
Oh,
yes.
No. Like you're a minion cultist. Revan would be so proud. All right. Really quickly, guys. I just want to put this out there that if you didn't see it, there is an update on the Fat Dog server. I am officially going to be hosting Fan Fridays every Friday from now on. And we're starting off with democracy. That's right. Helldivers 2. We're going to save Supper Earth.
Electric Boogaloo.
Helldivers 2, Electric Boogaloo. That's what we're starting off with. And then the week following that, we're going to be doing Halo content. Because you can play that on PC and Xbox. So 1 week, we're giving the PlayStation people some love. The next week, we're giving the Xbox people some love. You know, spread it out. Sprinkle it out there a bit. And then we've got other games that we're going to play on PC that people can hop on and play with us. And then we're going to have some games that people can just join in, be part of the audience. We're going to do Jackbox stuff. But guys, we will have a specific Fan Friday thing, and we will probably make a Fan Friday waiting room. And then I will have
for spectating?
Yeah. Well, not
Okay.
necessarily for Yes, for spectating, but for that way I know who wants to join in specific thing. Democracy, says Cody. Also, hi,
Yes.
Cody. Hi,
Hello.
hi, Cody. I swear to God, if we couldn't
Ah.
get this
Hello.
fixed, if we did not get this fixed within an hour of messing around with it and we still couldn't figure out what was wrong, I was going to throw my hands in the air, say F it, and I was going to be like, all right, we're immediately hopping into a call with you to figure out some stuff. But thankfully, we didn't have to worry about that. That having been said, Shem, it is your turn. Lead us in
Okay.
the benevolence of chapter
In the
4.
cult of slime, apparently.
In the cult of slime.
Chapter
yes.
4. Yep. The 8 impervious gates. With Laplace gone, only Diablo remained. His smile grew as he marveled at how everything was going as planned. He would be able to watch his beloved master wage battle up close, a valuable reference for his own future service. It was the perfect opportunity to gauge what his master lacked and how he could make up for it, and he was truly grateful. Well, no. Sir Rimuru cannot be lacking in anything. The key thing here is to determine how I should best act moving forward. No matter what happened, Diablo wanted to remain useful to Rimuru, and he had another reason for not participating in the battle. If I were to join in, I would have no problem against anyone but Lady Velgrind. It would be a waste, yes. They all had a chance to fight the strongest of the strong, and they needed to make the most of it. Yeah. In Diablo's view, Benimaru was showing signs of growth as well. Evolution had given him much more strength, and the best way to hone that strength was to fight worthy opponents. That was true not only for Benimaru, but for all the other top cabinet members Rimuru gave his power to. And given the intense challenges potentially awaiting them, Diablo wanted to be sure he took full advantage. Although I would assume Sir Benimaru saw through my idea. Judging by how he didn't voice any complaint about it, that must have been his intention from the very beginning. Despite his usual calm demeanor, Benimaru could be quite belligerent. He had a taste for taking on the strongest opponents possible, although not quite as much as Diablo did. The demon was looking forward to his future growth. If he survived this battle, it'd doubtlessly make him stronger. Besides, Sir Rimuru's orders are law. We are not allowed to die, and thus there's no other way but to win. He wanted to have everyone survive this and become reborn as even stronger versions of themselves, and he wasn't about to skimp on helping them towards that goal. There was no point to power that's granted to you as a gift. Only when you actively acquire it and use it to its fullest will it attain its full shine. And they had the perfect stage here to do just that. Give them an enemy, then take them down. The growth stemming from that, Diablo thought, was what Rimuru was hoping for. Testarossa is one thing, but I can't help but notice how people like Carrera and Ultima are just blindly throwing their might around in battle. That's a particular issue for Carrera, in fact. Giving them a tougher fight would be a good experience for them. So they best survive, please, or else I really will kill them. His grin extended even further. As he saw Rimuru and Velgrind fight before his eyes, his excitement rapidly reached its climax. On the outer deck of the Emperor's flagship, the Imperial Knights were gathered. Velgrind was there, her presence as protector of the Empire, fueling the Knights' fighting spirit. With Lady Velgrind on our side, victory is assured. That it is. Now we just need to do our part. Victory here would allow us to conquer the Western nations at once. You're right. The day is near when our Emperor will unite the world under a single banner. Long live the Emperor! Glory to the Emperor! They weren't being shy with their feelings out there on that cramped deck. They all looked at the enemy before them. Here they come, a Demon Lord's minions. The moment the evil Veldora was taken from them, their defeat was set in stone. Some of them were already scoffing at the enemy, but the majority remained silent, unsheathing their swords. The reason was clear as day. The forces headed their way were a clear threat to them. They were prepared for this to be the final battle, and so they moved to intercept them. But they didn't know yet. They weren't aware of the despair that was so close at hand. And once they became aware of it, their lives would be over. Testarossa flew gracefully through the sky, her expression somber as if something was bothering her. She could see people atop the...
I like Ryuma's comment here. They go, it sounds like Diablo sounds like he's about to take a very enthusiastic walk.
The sun is shining, light breeze. He's got his nice sports bra on. He's feeling good.
Well, we were going with Ultimate Abridged, but yeah, sure.
I'm surprised
That's a nice
Diablo would wear something like that. But you know what? He probably owned it at the same time.
It keeps everything in check, okay? It's nice. She could see
Bro-
people atop the... Oh, sorry. What?
Okay,
What are you saying?
did he borrow it from Shion? She won't mind.
No.
Bruh.
It's like a bed sheet, dude.
Bruh.
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 Yeah, it's not a
Bruh.
bra. Bruh.
What does Shion bring into battle? Bruh.
Bruh.
That's
She get
holding on
mad
for
at
its
him and
life.
it's like, you're just jealous that I make it look better.
No, it's just holding on for
Possibly,
dear
yeah.
life. Like, it's just like, you know, like
For
the little
Diablo
clasp at
or
the
for
front.
Shion?
No, the clasp at the front of her bra is like,
It's a Rimuru
it's like
brand
holding on
bra.
for dear
It's like
life.
Spider-Man.
Legendary, yeah, but it's the other way. Yeah, he's just like,
Holding the two about just
yeah,
Nah, it's safe. It's a Rimuru brand bra. It's
the
super
legendary
elastic.
clasp
Bra.
bra. It's
Right.
comfy, but also protective. Anyway.
It's Tempest approved.
Testarossa flew gracefully through the sky, her expression somber, as if something was bothering her. She could see people atop the airship that was her target, foolishly brandishing their swords. Oh, brother, they see us and still want to challenge us? Could they be any more clueless? Or any more clueless? Benimaru remained silent. He wanted to nod his head in agreement, but as he saw it, it was only natural for an opposing force to act that way, so he bit his tongue. In a way, the decision showed that Benimaru still operated on a framework based on common sense. The truly insane demonstrated their abnormality from the very beginning of their thought processes, and as if to prove it, Testarossa took action. How dare you be foolish enough to misjudge the strong? It's so pathetic. They deserve the blessings of mercy, not fear. To be honest, Testarossa didn't want to go on a rampage a little bit, showing off her skills and feeding off their mortal horror. But if fighting an opponent completely resolved for their battle, it takes time to strike fear in their hearts. That was both annoying and wandering a bit from the purpose of the mission, so she decided to get rid of these interlopers as quickly as possible. Without further hesitation, Testarossa unleashed some magic targeted to take effect over the entire airship. This was the nuclear magic Death Streak, the ultimate in forbidden spells that could even destroy people's souls, and now was exercising its full merciless fury. A jet-black sphere formed around the airship, bringing nothing but death to those inside. Nearly everybody on board died at once, bathed in an insidious ray that was fatal to all forms of life. Major General Zamdo, who had just finished speaking with Gradim when was busy preparing for the upcoming battle, was one of them, ceasing to exist without even realizing what had happened. Luck simply was not on his side this time. If Reamer wasn't so distracted at the moment, he would have remembered Caligulio's pleas to save his soldiers and instructed his troops to keep Zamdo and the others out of it. Reality, however, was far crueler, and so death did its work equally on them all. That soon! I know I ordered a preemptive strike, but now we have hardly anything to do here. Oh, sorry. That soon. I know I ordered a preemptive strike, but now we have hardly anything to do here. Perhaps I overacted a bit, or overreacted a bit. I was just trying to save you all the trouble. Huh. You mean you didn't want anyone else taking your prey from you? Testarossa gave Benimaru's admonishment a gleeful smile. Oh, you picked up on that. You always were an intelligent man, Sir Benimaru. I've never been sadder to receive a compliment in my life. But
Wow.
despite this banter, Benimaru didn't see it as a problem, or as any problem. In fact, he really was glad to be saved the trouble, but the two later arrivals were far more reproachful. Ah, I wanted you to save some for us, too. Talk about a mistake in judgment. We should have left Diablo to himself and given this more priority. Ultima and Carrera shot Testarossa nasty stares. She brushed them off with a wry grin. You both have a lot to learn still. Take a closer look at the airship. There are all kinds of survivors for us. Very true. Anyone who let something like that kill them would never be a good opponent for us. In fact, I should thank you for weeding them out like that. I'm grateful for that, Lady Shion. Testarossa smiled, knowing she was right all along. Her expression betrayed her delight over someone picking up on her intentions. The only people who could withstand Deathstreak were spiritual life forms, or those who were otherwise compatible with the magic. With luck, even the enlightened could survive it, huh?
These stuck-up bitches.
Beaches.
Bitches.
Yeah. But whatever the case, if there was anyone alive on board, it was safe to assume they were real tough cookies. Ah, the cookies come back.
Ooh.
Ultima and Carrera were still frustrated, but they knew that complaining wouldn't help their
They
cause.
always do.
Yeah, it's true.
You can't
Realizing
escape
that-
the power of the cookie.
No, we can't. It's been there since
It's
day
there.
one. So, realizing that, they decided to relent. And then, let's go. At Benimaru's command, the raid began. When the group landed on the outer deck of the airship, they found the Imperial Knights largely reduced to a pile of corpses. Their bodies were still there, huh?
I see the power
What?
of the cookie goes with you.
Oh.
And that your chocolate chips are as big as mine.
For the cookie!
For the
Do you think people would just
cookies!
battle for cookies?
Yes,
Yep, may have to
I
be chocolate
would.
chip. This was established at the beginning.
Dude, if
It
we
cannot be
don't
open
make that a
reason.
war cry during season 2, I was like, blah, 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 womp, 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 womp. How do I motivate them? You know how to say, for the cookies! And everybody's like,
It would have to be like
He
a,
would be
an
like-
earth-shattering cry.
For the cookies! And then everyone would, like, who is super bored and not more, like, don't care, would suddenly be like, yeah, let's do it!
And they're like,
throw
you
themselves
know.
into the fray.
Yeah.
it's like the scene, it's like the blooper that made it into the movie in the A Knight's Tale. When Chaucer is giving like his big epic speech, and then at the end of it, everybody's just quiet because they don't realize what's being said because all of the extras were hired from the Czech Republic and they don't speak English.
Oh.
And then the one guy, just to clue everybody in, goes, "Yay!" And they all go, "Yeah!" And
Yeah.
it was just so funny. They kept
Yeah.
it in the movie.
I mean, sometimes the best comedy isn't intentional. So
I mean, I think it's what make Ragnarok for Thor so good, because a lot of that was just improv. I think actually all of it was. if I
Not
remember
all of
correctly.
it. No. There was a script.
Okay, a good chunk of it.
Loki would turn into a snake and go, bleh!
And he stabbed
Anyway.
me.
Yeah. Where was I? When the
Ah,
group
something about
landed
cookies.
on the outer deck, yeah, something about cookies, but that's easy. That's a given. But when the group landed on the outer deck of the airship, they first found the Imperial Knights, largely reduced to a pile of corpses. Their bodies were still there, at least, and they showed how desperately they tried resisting their fates. No, I don't want to die. Some were still clinging to life, even, fruitlessly reaching for the sky, but their lives were as good as over. No healing medicine or magic could help them. Their fates were sealed the moment they crossed Testarossa. This really was a waste, I think, Ultima grumbled. If they were this high quality, I'm sure I could have had them singing sweet hymns to me in no time. Quit being selfish. Look, they've come out to greet us. Testarossa pointed to the bow of the flagship. There they saw the highest echelons of the Empire. Emperor Ludora and the still sleeping Belgrin. Kondo and Damrata stood by
Hold
their
on.
sides.
Hold on a second. Did you call it the bow of the flat airship?
Oh, sorry, I think I did.
The bow.
The
The
bow.
bow.
Excuse
The
me.
bow.
Gotta take a bow.
Yeah,
But it's not
pointed
a
to the
whale.
bow of the flagship.
Bow, bow, wow.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
Bow,
There
bow,
they
bow,
saw
bow.
the highest
I
Hong Kong.
get it.
bras and Hong Kongs.
How'd
Very
you
good.
teach him that?
Yeah.
Teach? That shit's genetic.
Yes.
All right.
Testarossa pointed to the bow of the flagship. There they saw the highest echelons of the Empire. Emperor Ludora and the still sleeping Velgrin. Kondo and Damrata stood by their sides, with 4 men and a woman behind Ludora and another, more mature-looking man next to Kondo. A greeting from the Emperor himself, Benimaru boldly said. What an honor. The Emperor didn't move. Kondo and Damrata were about to take a step forward when Ludora stopped them. Let them be. Why not face up to it? I built up so many pawns for over 2,000 years, and now this is all I have left. If you are here representing the Demon Lord Rimuru, I will allow you to directly address me. Thanks. So what is the purpose of this visit? Well, it's very simple. I haven't been entrusted with full authority, but I'm giving you our demands in place of Sir Rimuru. You must cease all hostilities at this moment and give us your unconditional surrender. If you agree to that, we will stop pursuing you. And if I refuse? If you refuse, Sir Rimuru has given me the order to annihilate you. It will be a battle to the death until just one side is standing. Not that we're allowed to die, Benimaru inwardly added, but it didn't show in the arrogant attitude he was copying. It was little wonder that this response infuriated the Imperials. How dare you? It was Marco who spoke first. You can act that arrogant because you're a puny little worm that doesn't know his place. A fool without a clue what lies up against or lies up in the loftiest heights. One of the 4 knights looked down at Benimaru, a spear in his hands. He heard him, of course, but Benimaru's gaze remained on Ludora, uninterested even in engaging with the knight. The others remained silent. It was Ludora's choice to make, and since Ludora allowed the other side to address him directly, they felt it'd be impolite for them to talk. It's quite ridiculous, isn't it? I would hardly let my greatest of ambitions end here. Then die. Benimaru had grown far more thoughtful and less short-tempered over time, but his true nature was still that of a raging god ogre. He never saw the point of lengthy negotiations when a little force could immediately end the issue. And besides, Rimuru ordered him to kill all their enemies, so there was no reason to retreat. The atmosphere was explosive, and in the midst of it, one side made a move. Velgrin, asleep this whole time, suddenly opened her eyes and shut up. Ludora! What? Why are you so distraught? Velgrin surveyed her surroundings, realizing what was going on. Despite that, she ignored Venimaru and his group, deciding her business was of much greater importance. My replication has been captured by the Demon Lord Rimuru. It was going to take a few minutes to break through the barrier, so I wanted to return my powers to this body. This was the exact moment when Rimuru, or Seal really, had sealed Velgrin within insulated imprisonment. Velgrin thought she still had time, but with Benimaru and the 3 demonesses right in front of her, she felt distinctly threatened. Sir Rimuru does it again. We'll need to follow his example too. Shion was beyond delighted.
I love that. She's just like, Sir Rimuru does it again.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Ooh, you're gonna get it now.
Yeah, they're all like, you know.
Shion is very much the Lil Jon of like Tempest.
She's
So,
the ultimate Rimuru stan.
Anytime that Rimuru does something, she's like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
the one at cons wearing his shirts and all, everything,
Yeah.
every kind of merch related to Rimuru, she's wearing and
You know she has a figurine shrine in her home.
She has an Android. She has every piece of
She
his
has an
merch.
Android.
Even the
She
collected,
has
like
the
the
body
super
pillow,
collector versions.
actual pills, just him, but made out of fluff and whatever.
Yep. Or
Is-
whatever.
The blanket.
In order
Everything.
to make her take her crazy pills, they have to be Rimuru shaped
Mm.
and colored.
Are they at
Yeah.
least shaped like? I get what candies
They're
are like shaped
Rimuru
like
gummies.
Rimuru?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Instead of Flintstone kids,
Oh,
they have
what are
Rimuru
those
gummies.
candies that have like the juice them when you bite into it, it bursts
Gushers?
and with flavor? Gushers. Those are our favorite
like
flavor because they
Gushers.
remind me of Rimuru.
Mm.
What are you
That's
trying to
cool.
say
love
about the
Gushers.
bursting in her mouth thing?
Oh.
Burst with flavor.
Oh.
Mhm.
You know, it's a flavor.
There
it
is.
If you will.
Yeah. I'm
Juice.
sure.
Flavor.
I'm sure everybody in Tempest comes for the flavor.
Mm.
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 All right.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
Tasty.
Shion was beyond delighted. Yeah. It appears he is focusing on Sir Veldora at the moment, and I am sure he will bring him back shortly. Soe nodded. He was always careful to assign a replication to check on Rimuru's safety. That was how he operated. He fought Lady Velgrin and Sir Veldora at the same time and more than held his own, it seems. Truly excellent. It sure is. I wasn't expecting it to turn out this well, to be honest. You said it. My lord's talents are truly ceaseless. Testarossa, Ultima, and Carrera all meant what they said, having a full knowledge of how strong Velgrin was. They were left in total disbelief. What a mistake. I knew I shouldn't have let Diablo trick me with his sweet talking. So true, he knew this was going to happen, and he wanted to be the only one who could watch it happen, the bastard. To a demon, being called a bastard was high praise. Shion nonetheless vowed to rake Diablo over the coals about it later. Well, yeah, yeah.
Do you think Diablo would also wear and have all the merch?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
They meet each other at the con. There's almost a standoff. Everyone's like,
No. See, there would be like one like Rimuru Nendoroid at like the only store at the con, and they both
it's
have their
limited
hands on
edition.
it. And they both have their hands on it, like let go of the
And then
box.
in the next scene, they're still holding the box, but like literally the entire dealer
This
hall
fuck-
is in shambles.
It's like in dust
Their
around them.
auras alone have just destroyed
nothing else is
everything
different.
else.
Nothing else is different about them. They're still standing in the same position. They're still holding the box carefully,
Mm-hmm.
but the rest of the fucking dealer hall is just in shambles.
Yeah, just
Everyone else is unconscious because of
Yeah.
hockey.
yeah, because of the sheer power between the
Hockey?
two.
This isn't One Piece, bro.
I know. Imagine their auras would
Conquers
just be so
hockey.
strong and just knock them out. That's how strong
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
That's
much
moving
they love it.
on.
Mm,
I'm gonna
okay.
hop out of here. Y'all have a good
You
night.
sure?
Bye,
All right.
Fan. It was
Have a
good to
night,
see you.
man.
All right. Have a good night.
Yep.
Bye. Have a great time.
Bye. Have a
yeah.
beautiful time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try camera again.
So
Let's
a
see if-
Oh, now
That's
you
not
turn
gonna
it
fix
Did it work?
That I don't think.
Ah.
That's necessary. Oh, sort of.
that works. Hey, it worked.
You're not
It worked.
freezing up on camera.
Yeah. At least we can still hear you, so
It
that's
may
good.
be
Yeah.
a Fenris thing. It may be a
Yeah.
Fenris thing because he's so far
I would
away.
hope not.
No,
Mm.
no, it's because of the distance.
Oh,
What's his name? Sonic's further.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
maybe the
I'm way
camera's
further
better.
than any
I
of
don't
you.
know.
I assume. I don't know about
no,
Shem.
His it has nothing to do with his camera. He's got the shittiest internet out of all of us.
I
Yeah,
see.
dude.
Okay, so it has to do with the internet.
It's
Nice.
funny. It's funny because it's like you need to get out of the sticks, even though I know you're not technically in the sticks.
Mm.
Yeah.
Probably just need better service or fiber or
By the
something.
way, okay,
Not sure.
I have to ask this one all-encompassing question:
Yes.
regular screen or IMAX?
It was
For-
IMAX,
There you go. There you go. Attaboy.
and it was so good.
I was gonna
Yeah, oh, I
say
know
for
it
what
was.
movie, but then
I
again,
missed
Dune
it
2.
by 30 minutes. I missed the first 30 minutes
Mhm.
because we went to the wrong
I
theater.
didn't leave. for
Oh, that
anything.
sucks.
Oh no! I heard horror stories about a guy that didn't know how to prep himself, and he drank too much water before, so he had to leave the theater 3 times. So I'm just like,
No.
dude, you don't
That
do that.
sucks.
You don't do that.
Yeah, I do that
That's like
during
walking out of the
unfortunately.
theater during.
Again.
That's like walking
And-
out of the theater during Empire. You know.
Mm.
Which, by the
no,
way,
That time.
if they're gonna bring that back, fucking show that in IMAX. I want to see Empire in IMAX. Not because of the visuals, the sound.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm sure some theaters have brought it
And the
back.
music.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, yes, but that music encompasses sound. It's in the overarching umbrella of sound. Anyway, back to the thing. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Soe, also observing that battle, remained calm. Benimaru quietly looked away. He too was watching Rimuru's fight via Moss. Meanwhile, the Imperial side was in an uproar. No! Hold on. No! He has that much power? Emperor Ludora, a calm, collected man who never showed his emotions, stood up and shouted. He held Rimuru in high esteem based on what Kondo said about him, but there was no doubt that he had underestimated him. He couldn't see him as a threat on par with Veldora, and now, all too late, he realized how wrong he was. Kondo, too, recognized his blunder. Seeing his attacks fail on him was a warning sign he took full notice of, but even so, he hadn't done nearly as much as he should have. No matter what happens, I will protect His Majesty's body. He silently resolved himself to this as he stood there. The Murata, on the other hand, believed that Demon Lord Rimuru was a threat from the beginning. It wasn't a matter of logic. A man as cunning as Yuki found it impossible to take advantage of him, even after all his scheming. That alone proved he was a dangerous opponent, one who couldn't be left unchecked. There was just something about Rimuru that made him seem different from everyone else. He was like Yuki. Yeah, that's a big thing.
Great Sage. There was Great Sage, then there was Raphael, and then there was Seal. Yeah, that's what did it.
Yes. He was like Yuki in that way, people with this inscrutable charisma. Damrata was attracted to people like that, and all the mysterious possibilities they presented. He had made a distant promise to Emperor Ludora, and now he wasn't sure whether to keep it or not. That was why he now entrusted his fate to others, not himself. And the people with that special something, someone worthy of being entrusted with his fate, were undoubtedly people like Yuki and Rimuru. Now Rimuru had clearly done away with all reason in his rage. The fact made Damrata uneasy. He felt like something bad was about to happen. Like Ludora said on the bridge, the best forces of the Empire were all assembled here. There were no signs of Gradim or his forces, but realistically speaking, they couldn't expect any more reinforcements. They had all failed to overwhelm Rimuru's forces. The Demon Lord was never an opponent to take lightly, something made clear by the current situation. So Damrata remained on guard, his nerves on edge, ready to protect the Emperor at a moment's notice. The other knights and Marco were also having trouble maintaining their composure, so thrown as they were by this situation. The absolute power of Velgrim was hard to fathom, even for people as powerful as them. And now Velgrim had all but admitted that Rimuru was equal to her. It'd be impossible not to let that disturb you. Thus, both sides were stunned and surprised in opposite ways. It was Velgrim who broke the silence first. So, it's a showdown then? Fine then. We'll defeat them and use them as bargaining chips to make the Demon Lord Rimuru bend to us. Is that all right with you? Very well. All of you, prove your powers to me. Yes, Your Majesty. Yes, Your Majesty. As soon as Ludora... Yeah. As soon as Ludora made the decision, that was Kondo while he was eating something
up,
during the middle of battle.
Wait, we have a Fort Tuesday?
Yeah.
Or... No, we can't do that.
Anyway.
Like, that's the one
Yes.
guy who translate all of it.
As soon as Ludora made the decision, the Imperial Knights' agitation vanished from their faces. There was power in his voice, the kind that put these stout warriors' hearts at ease. Yes, victory is assured. I promise you. Belgrin flashed a fierce smile, her beautiful yet terrifying countenance foreshadowing the horrors of the battle to come. Are all of you okay or fine with that too? Yeah, we must win this and cut these weeds down before they cause any more disasters. All right. Good luck then. With that, Velgrin spread her arms out and held them to the sky. Then she activated what were called the 8 impervious gates. Each of them appeared in midair, lined up in the center between both sides of the war, and shrank down to the point where just one person could go through them at a time. This flagship, Velgrin explained, has now been isolated inside an alternate dimension of my own creation. If you want to escape, you will have to destroy all 8 of these gates. Not counting Ludora, there were 8 Imperials left on the airship. This meant that each of them had a gate to guard. What happens if we all go into one gate? What a funny thing to say. You're free to try it, but once you're all inside a gate, only the person who kills its guardian is allowed to enter the next gate. If she was telling the truth, it meant that if everyone piled into one gate, only one person would be left to challenge the next one. They had to break through all 8 to escape, so that was too risky a choice to take. I see.
You have moss.
Moss, yeah, that's true. I see. So the smart thing would be all of us to charge into that last gate remaining instead. Very good. You're a smart one, aren't you? Yes, if you're going to challenge the gate I will guard, that would be the right thing to do. Velgrin smiled at Benimaru's suggestion. She must have assumed he would reach that conclusion, but as confident as she was about her chances, she didn't see any problems with explaining all this at the beginning. Of course, since I've set up this dimension in advance with these set conditions, I can keep it maintained at very low magical cost. You can neither escape nor touch the door without breaking through all the gates, or did you want to go all out here instead? Either way is fine by me. The 8 impervious gates put the defenders at a disadvantage. Since they knew exactly who would be guarding each gate, there was a risk that the raiders would plan their approach in advance, working out countermeasures for each guardian. But if they resorted to all-out warfare instead, even Ludora could be at risk, and Velgrin really wanted to avoid that. What's more, Velgrin wanted to keep Rimru's soldiers banished in an alternate dimension as they fought it out. She was willing to take a slight disadvantage for that. All right, we'll accept your challenge. Benimaru didn't hesitate to respond. Hearing him, Velgrin was now assured of her victory. Unless I somehow lose, there's no breaking out of this dimension. There's simply no way for us to lose. Velgrin was sure she could beat the enemy, even if they all charged her at once. That's why she went with these gates, what she thought was the safest strategy for them. Benimaru fully understood her intentions, and there's no way to avoid combat with Velgrin here anyway, so he opted for the path they'd have the best chance of winning with. So, with both parties in agreement, the side of this final battle was decided. One by one, the Imperials disappeared into the gates before Benimaru and his team.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Stop. Okay, that's where I gotta have you stop.
Okay.
Moon, you're taking over.
Okay, I'm still trying to figure out where we're at.
One by one.
One by one.
One, but for one.
Is it after a dot?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
No, yeah, I see it. I see it.
Well, an asterisk, but yes.
Either way. Okay.
One by
One by one, the Imperials disappeared into the gates before Benimaru and his team. Then Velgrin, the last one remaining, exchanged a light embrace with Ludora before going through her gate. The gates then slowly began moving, encircling themselves around Benimaru and the rest. But it wasn't like they didn't know who went into which gate. Only a fool would fail to keep track of that. It's such a coward move, isn't
I
it?
wasn't noticing. I didn't pay attention to who went into what gate. I'm just like, kill them all.
Yep.
It's such a coward move, isn't it? Rearranging them like this so we don't know who's guarding what. Shion was that exact sort of fool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
We're fine. I remember them. Weren't you paying attention? Benimaru thought. Now he began to understand the pain she put Diablo through.
That's great.
What a fun little diversion. If you emerge victorious, I will grant you the honor of fighting me then. Ludora, protected by the laws of this other dimension, relaxed in his comfortable seat as he spoke. He never doubted Velgrin's victory for a moment. Judging by his demeanor, he saw this battle as little more than light entertainment. We'll see, won't we? You never know what can happen in battle, but we're gonna show you that there's something we'll never yield to. Benimaru looked around at his companions, figuring out who should be put in charge of whom. But one person was too impatient to wait for his decision. It was Shion.
Oh.
Yeah,
I think
not
I've been putting
surprising.
up with things, for far too long. I've had enough. Whoa, hey! Sir Rimuru told us to kill our enemy down to the last individual. What's there to worry about? Let's just get these taken care of. Have you ever worried about anything your whole life? Benimaru almost said out loud. He couldn't have his troops acting out of line like this, but before he had time to stop her, Shion kicked open the door to a gate and stepped inside.
Somebody wants to.
God damn it!
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
No, it's
I don't know.
Shion. It's Shion. It's some booby once told.
Oh my god, you just.
Somebody
Very
once told me.
Yeah.
No, booby, not booty.
I don't know.
booby.
Booty sounds better.
Yeah, but she's
I
got
do get
top,
what
she's
you're
got
saying,
more top than bottom though. That's one.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you seen
Accurate.
there?
No.
when She
Oh
was
my God.
fighting,
No. She definitely has more top than bottom.
That is
Oh.
true. But it's not to say that she doesn't have anything in the bakery.
I'm not saying that she doesn't have anything in the rear. I'm just saying she's packing a lot upstairs.
Listen, she's got a lot more of a chicken dinner than she does a cake.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
Get it?
Fair.
'Cause-
No,
Fair.
I'm okay with that.
Fair.
She's
Anyway.
working with more breast than thigh.
She's a winner for
Jesus.
chicken dinner.
Anyways,
I hate this call.
I didn't say anything.
I hate this
Don't
call.
blame me. I didn't start it. Well, whatever.
It's always the evil Sonic
don't-
that does it.
Hmm.
I don't know whether she meant to do that or not, but I'd say she picked the perfect opponent for herself anyway. Shion, despite her less than commendable methods, had a knack for achieving optimal results. She wasn't exactly on her best behavior that day, but she still chose the door that matched Benimaru's intentions.
I hate how not wrong this comment is. Shion is basically, yes, Shion definitely is Leroy Jenkins.
Also, is this just a forced tournament arc?
Everybody else would kind of be like sitting around talking about strategy, and she's just like, nah, fuck this. Leroy Jenkins.
Okay, guys, let's go. Leroy! No.
Leroy
This is Shion we're
Jenkins.
talking about. Rimuru Tempest!
Tempest.
Everybody dies.
damn it,
At least
Shion.
I got chicken.
Yeah.
At least I
got-
looked good.
At least I got titties. Anyway.
That left 7 more doors. One contained Velgrin, and they'd be tackling that one last. So who'd be the right person to deal with whom? If I could, Veyron began. What? Ultima replied with more than a hint of tension in her voice. To tell the truth, I have not yet settled my score with Marco. The way I am now, I believe I would absolutely win over him. It was a standard strategy. Start with an opponent you know you can beat. Benimaru saw the wisdom in that, and any victory would be one step closer to getting out of here. So he rapidly granted his permission. All right, you can take on Marco. You can take on Marco then. Very good. If that's what you want, Benimaru, I have no complaints. Oh, that was Ultima. Whatever. Ultima seemed calmer now as well. Veyron's partner was now chosen. Agera, witnessing this exchange, was the next one to speak. May I ask for a favor as well? Agera, right? What is it? Well, I too have an opponent I have yet to settle the score with, although it is nothing on the level of a deep-seated grudge or the like. I would like to be paired with him, if at all possible. And who is that? The man called Kondo. He is a fighter from the same school as myself, and as a pure swordsman, I cannot ignore him. Oh. It sounded like a pretty deep-seated grudge to Benimaru. He was curious about Agera's fighting style, and he knew the Hakuro had taken a liking to him. So he was inclined to give him the okay. But there was one little problem. Are you confident you can beat him, then? If Agera lost, after all, this whole thing was rather pointless. And in Benimaru's view, Lieutenant Kondo was a serious handful. Even Rimuru was wary of him. He was sure Agera would have a tough time. Well, Agera paused. As a swordsman, he believed he would have no regrets losing to someone like Kondo. But that would fly in the face of Rimuru's orders. Pardon. Even if he understood how selfish this request was. But suddenly, he found a supporter. All right, Agera. It's rare for you to ever ask for anything. Why don't I help you out? Oh, that was Carrera. Son of a bitch.
Yeah,
It was Carrera.
Good
the
voice,
demon. They give the names after it's said.
Mm-hmm.
It was Carrera, the
so
demon.
what I'm hearing is you're really, really eager to move on to Mushoku Tensei soon.
Do they do the other
I
way?
think it'll be a fun read.
Guys, I have good news for you on that subject.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to Mushoku Tensei, Volume 26 has been released, so Mushoku Tensei is finished.
Oh, okay, so it's completely done.
The
Good.
light novels are
fun.
done. All 26 volumes have been dropped. Yeah.
So does that mean like the whole
currently
series
reading
is done too?
Yeah, as in like the light novel series is done for the main story. Yeah.
I see.
There are
Okay.
still side stories and stuff that are being told, and there's after Rudius, but the story of Rudius Grey Rat, the base story of Rudius Grey Rat, what the anime's covering, done. That's done. It just ended. And the anime is supposed to cover all 26 volumes. So,
Mhm.
Nice.
yeah. I mean, we just met Beefcake Rudy.
Oh yes, very true.
Yeah.
Broody.
Yep. It was Carrera, the demon Agera served, sounding as dignified as she could. Benimaru nodded. No need to ask if she could beat him. I'm not sure, he said. If even I could defeat Kondo. So I'm going to ask you not to lose, but at least try not to die. Carrera gave this a loud laugh. Of course not. Besides, why don't we make this a test for Agera? We have to see if winning really will open up the next gate. Best to conduct this experiment against our weakest opponent, I'd say. I agree. Wait, what? Oh, no, okay.
I was like, I agree.
I
Shion's
agree.
already gone. Like,
Yeah. I was trying to figure out who's saying it. I agree. Shion's already gone, but there's no point in this strategy if you can't fight again after you win. Very true. It might be that only certain people will qualify, but she's a proud woman, so I don't think she would lie about that. Benimaru had naturally considered this possibility. He had been thinking of having Shion try it out when she got back, but if Agera's group wanted to first, there was no reason to stop them. Okay, so how will you approach this? I will make Agera the main fighter and have Esprit join him as an assistant. That'll show us whether only the person who scored the kill can take on the next challenge. Take Zonda along with you too. He's a healing specialist, so he won't be that much used against stronger opponents. Zonda was no weakling by any means, but he'd face an uphill battle against a Saint-class foe. If he was barred from the next challenge, Ultima didn't see that as a big problem. No need to risk his neck in a dangerous fight if he could just stay here and heal allies coming back from their gates. With that in mind, nobody voiced any opposition. All right, Agera, Esprit, and Zonda. You three will be tackling this gate. Benimaru pointed out a gate that one of the 4 Imperial Knights went into. The large spear-toting man who called Benimaru a puny little worm. Benimaru had entertained the thought of choking the life out of him with his own 2 hands, but decided to give this choice role over to Agera instead. Very well. We won't let you down. Victory will be ours, I promise you. So the 3 of them went through the gate toward their battle. 2 gates were now being attempted. The rest of the group stayed there, waiting for Benimaru to decide where to dispatch them. We'll decide who will stage the next attack once Agera's group returns. The gate Velgrin was guarding would come later. Kondo's opponent would be Carrera and Marco. Kondo's opponent would be Carrera, and Marco would be taken to Veyron. That left Damrata and 2 of the 4 knights. By my assessment, the head of the Imperial Knights looked like the toughest to me. I would like to take him if I could. No disagreement there, I had the same impression myself. Okay, can I take that Damrata guy then? Fine by me. I already have my opponent selected. Damrata and the remaining knights looked about equally as powerful in Benimaru's mind. He had no complaints about this. Is that good with you, Soe?
It is. That leaves the dual blade wielding knight. I think I match up well with him, so I have no problems with that.
Good. It's settled then. Benimaru fell silent for a moment. I have to say, he added awkwardly, this is troublesome for me.
What's wrong?
They never gave their names, Benimaru replied, scratching his cheek, so I don't even know what to call our opponents. It's not a big problem, since I know who's behind each gate anyway, but...
Hold on. Is that what he said? Oh. Ah, yes. That was a blind spot for us. Well, nothing to worry about. All you really need to know is the name of the person you kill anyway.
The people listening to their conversation agreed. Names took on particularly important meaning to monsters, but there wasn't much point worrying about their opponents' monikers. Besides, they're enemies. Agera, Esprit, and Zonda passed through the gate in high spirits. Behind it lay a circular structure, something like a battle arena, and a lone man was waiting for them inside. Ah, you little rats came to me in a pack, didn't you? Only natural, I suppose, if you're fighting the likes of me. The man let out a guttural laugh. He readied the spear in his right hand. Before you die, let me tell you my name. I am Garcia, 5th-ranked Imperial Guardian, and one of the Emperor's 4 personal bodyguards. And I hope you accursed demons appreciate the chance to fight me before you fade from this world. With that cry, Garcia hefted up his spear. It was legend class, about as close to god class as you could get without reaching it, in fact. And a mere touch could even obliterate spiritual life forms. But Agera's group kept their cool. We're not interested in your name. What an idiot, huh? Calling Sir Benimaru a worm? He can carry on like that only because he fails to realize the limits of his skills. If I were him, I'd be so embarrassed that I'd be in agony for 3 days. Garcia wasn't exactly instilling fear in any of them. In fact, they didn't hesitate to say exactly what they felt about him. It infuriated the man. You little rats are starting to piss me off. I just watched a whole movie where all the bad guys kept calling people rats. So
Appropriate.
yeah.
Great.
You little rats are starting to piss me off. I don't realize my limits. Well, how about I show you just how high they are then? Then he released the power he had been suppressing. When someone reaches the saint level, their magicule counts compare well against an awakened demon lord. Agera's group were all demon peers themselves, but the difference was still several orders of magnitude. Garcia stepped forward, his body radiant with intense fighting spirit.
Damn it. Now I'm thinking about things, and this popped into my head. I'm eating bananas.
What? Excuse me?
Yep. Oh,
Nowhere near the words, but it's just like
No, but I will never not hear that now. Thank you.
I'm
Good.
eating bananas. Numb.
Ah. God, that is so stupid. But I love it.
I mean, somebody else heard I stole your Philly cheesesteak, so I'm like, okay.
How the
I don't
Oh,
know.
your Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, maybe.
What the fuck?
I'm lost.
Oh, go
if
watch
you
the
haven't
movie,
watched
guys.
Dune, the soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm eating
Eating
bananas.
Oh my god.
Damn it.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
so
That is-
sorry.
Great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, where was I? Garcia stepped forward, his body radiant with intense fighting spirit. That alone made the arena's marble floor crack.
So tasty.
You better brace yourself, bastards. Brace yourself and regret making me angry. Whether he was angry or not, Garcia probably would have done the same thing either way. That's what everyone thought, although no one said it out loud. Agera, hand on the sword hanging from his waist, opted to wait and see how his opponent would react. Even a single blow would inevitably cause major damage, so for now he wanted to focus on defense. The fuck?
Defense.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Hold on, where am I?
You're eating bananas.
Yes.
Esprit, meanwhile, was going to use Agera as a shield, pelting their foe with magic from afar. The more Garcia focused on Agera, the more time Esprit would have to let off bigger spells. She was as carefree as she could be, reassured that she could fight in perfect safety. Finally, Zonda was all about support, gifted in recovery magic and capable of assisting Agera at key points. As Agera saw it, he'd much rather team up with him than Esprit.
Oh my
But Garcia
God.
scoffed at the demon's tactics.
I just thought of
Here
another
they
one.
were.
Hmm.
Oh, God.
No, but this one's actually topical. Agera's gonna kill you.
Oh, you were still holding
No.
the note. Okay.
I think it'd be better as, you were killed by Agera.
You're
Just one
slain
Gera?
by Agera.
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his battle cry. You've been slayed by Agera. Bitch.
Just whizzes by.
We're so dumb.
Agera.
Man.
Is that your only name? I also go by Usul. Ah, fuck.
Oh no. Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib.
Muad'Dib. You little rat. Sorry.
These are rats. Kill them. Here they were, going on the defensive and attacking only with magic cheap shots. It'd be possible to damage him with that kind of style, so feeling he had already won... Wait, what? It'd be impossible to damage him with that kind of style. So feeling he had already won, he continued to disparage his enemies, or disparage his enemies.
Yeah, there we go.
Me. Words are tough, okay?
Words.
Only sometimes.
Ha! Damn cowards. All going around, bragging about being demons. I'll learn to read someday. Well, you're no match for us.
But not
We are the
this
strongest
day.
of knights. And we've exorcised your kind many times from the world. I've heard talk about how demon peers are these almighty creations, up there with demon lords. But those are just tall tales from small minds. To us, you're all nothing more than worms. The spear that he slammed into the marble as he showed off his bravado left a huge hole in the floor. Agera and Esprit easily avoided it. Even if they were made out to be fools, it was nothing that could rile up Agera. They hadn't forgotten that this was just the prelude. The real fight was still coming up. Esprit, for her part, oh, that's a girl, was being even more thorough. She kept her eyes open, calmly dealing with their opponents' attacks, and hiding behind Agera to avoid taking damage. Her unique skill, Observer, was a perfect fit for this kind of strategy. It allowed her to maintain contact with anyone, even if they were separated by time and space. It only worked with people she was previously acquainted with, but since she just used the power to keep in touch with Carrera, it didn't matter to Esprit. In fact, she was glad not to give it much use. If someone like Soe found out about this power, she'd doubtlessly be forced into espionage work. Esprit, who hated work on principle, wanted to avoid that, so she continued to provide the appropriate support to Agera here, passing information on to Carrera the whole time. Zonda, by the way, always retreated to a safe zone after he was done providing support. He fully understood he wasn't a fighter type, so he kept on his guard, watching to make sure he didn't hurt himself. Based on what he was seeing here, Garcia concluded that he had Agera's group on the run. They were in such a state of shock, he figured they were already completely helpless. Ha! That's all you have then! Running around like scared little mice won't let you beat me.
Muad'Dib.
Garcia kept up his bravado as he wielded his spear. He might have been a crude man, but his ability was unmistakably genuine. The spiritual power pervading his large physique unparalleled, even for saints. He had also been granted a skill as well.
Crude, lewd, bag of pea chewed food, dude.
Excuse me?
Have you seen the movie Hook?
Oh, yeah, it's been a while.
Bangarang Peter! Alright, anyway.
He had also been granted a skill as well, of course, by Emperor Ludora via the ultimate enchantment alternative. This skill, known as Subjugation Conquest, let him transform his will to defeat his enemies into a palpable fighting force. A force he added to his beloved spear. This turned it into an evil smiting holy weapon that purified any kind of spiritual life form, from evil spirits to demons. Thus, constantly berating his enemies like this was strengthening his own body, a body protected by legend-class armor, so he didn't have to worry. Jesus Christ, I keep getting a notification for the exact same thing over and over again. Where was I? Evil smiting
About
holy
the
weapon that
repercussions.
purified any kind of
A body
thus
protected by
constantly
legend class armor, yeah.
Okay. Protected by legend class armor, so he didn't have to worry about the repercussions of his vitriol. Garcia knew very well how his skill worked. Even as he continued to goad his adversaries, he never let his guard down. And as he stated, demon peers were legends, the pinnacles of demondom, on par with a demon lord, a first-class threat, and no one you wanted to trifle with. Besides, Agera's trash talk didn't seem to mean much to Agera. That
Yeah, that
Garcia.
sentence is wrong.
I think they mean
I'm gonna assume-
Garcia.
Yeah.
yeah, I think it's
Garcia's,
supposed to be
yeah,
Garcia.
yeah.
Agera will not listen to Agera's own trash talk. Who do you take Agera for?
Agera has very high and low self-esteem.
Agera likes to refer to himself in the third person sometimes. Makes it
Yeah.
fun for Agera.
The boulder is over.
But
his
Agera is a very
feelings.
modest individual as well.
Yeah.
It is ready to bury you in a rock avalanche. Whatever the pebble.
Demons usually tended to look down on humans, so provoking them usually resulted in fierce agitation, and, by Garcia's experience, that usually opened up enough of a hole to easily defeat them with. That didn't seem to be the case this time. These opponents were trickier, and
hear
that
it?
frustrated
You
him.
hear this, boys? Sometimes you just gotta open up a hole.
Make
a hole.
Make a hole, make it wide.
Calm down, human. You have far too vulgar a mouth. I do not see all humans as inferior, but it must be said that every soul has a certain dignity to it. And you should know that a person truly vulgar at heart cannot hide it, no matter what he does. Garcia, who saw his attitude as an act he played up to improve his fighting power, was now being told that, no, his actual soul was just as crass. It sorely offended him, causing him to slow his pace and reveal more of his true self, never realizing that this was Agera's attempt to provoke him back. He continued to evade Garcia's attacks with minimal movement, still not drawing his sword, and that wounded Garcia's pride even more. Esprit, watching this up close, was amazed at Agera's agility. If he's this good at close-range combat, why is he even a demon at all? He can't even cast a single magic spell. It seems so silly to me. It was with this mixture of praise and put-downs in her mind that she kept watching the fight unfold. This, too, was transmitted to Carrera in real time. "Silence!" shouted Garcia, now clearly agitated by Agera. "I will defeat you all and offer your heads to His Majesty the Emperor." Rather soon for talk, isn't it? I am generally a patient man, but I can see you are rather impatient. Still, not as bad as Lady Carrera, though. She's so short-tempered and simple-minded, it can often be difficult for me. This, of course, also got instantly relayed to Carrera via Esprit. Esprit never told Agera but about her power. She kind of had a mean streak that way. He's gonna be in so much trouble later. It was almost like she was an audience member instead of an active participant in this battle, but what Garcia said next brought her mind back to reality. "Impatient, you say? You bunch of fools, you haven't recognized the difference in our abilities yet. Are you saying that your master is that little brat with dark blue hair? Or that sassy blonde instead? That white-haired beauty needs no introduction, but she's as clueless as a toad at the bottom of a well." Garcia spun his spear above his head, thrusting it straight at Agera, then proudly and triumphantly he dropped another bombshell. "I'll tell you this, since you'd be ignorant of it otherwise, but there really is such a thing as true monsters in this world. If you knew the true powers of our marshal, Lady Velgrin, you'd know exactly what I mean, and Lieutenant Kondo is a terrifying man as well. Nobody can defeat either of them. Not those ogres, and not you demons either. They'll all be slaughtered pathetically, like stinking insects." Only when things progressed to this stage did Esprit finally stop sending information over to Carrera. She had gotten so worked up that it took her longer than expected to shut the skill down. By then, however, it was already too late.
All right, stop there. And that's where we're going to call it for the day. Sorry, guys, for such a short stream. But
Yeah.
by the fact, it would have been about a normal stream if not for OBS being dumb.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you missed that whole spiel. Missed like
There was
an
a lot
hour.
of
of that.
BS
You
for
missed
OBS.
an hour of us trying to fix OBS. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it got
Well,
fixed by
mostly
the
just
time
Ben
I
and
showed up.
Richie.
No,
A little
no,
after,
about,
yeah.
About 10 to
10
15
minutes?
minutes before you
Yeah.
showed up. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
like
you think
55.
that's-
So
you think
that's
that-
why you're not even mad. I'm sitting here like, I'm going to get yelled at. I'm going to get chewed out.
Oh, no, that's
Because, like-
still happening. I'm just going to wait till after the stream.
Oh,
To be fair,
No.
The only reason-
No, there is no to be fair. You're done. You're done. All right. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming by, hanging out. Really, really appreciate it. We'll be back with this next week. But
Hopefully at the right time.
Hopefully at the right time. Don't forget, guys, come by on Friday. I will be hosting Fan Friday for Democracy. We will be playing
Amen.
We will be playing Helldivers 2 and saving Supper Earth, as it was called on Anime Church. If you don't know what we're talking about, go check out Anime Church. We talked about a lot of good stuff. That having been said, we will see you on the next episode of our Slime Light Novel readings. And hopefully we'll get through this pretty quickly, so that way Moon can actually start reading Mushoku Tensei with us, where they actually might be able to tell who is who from the speech patterns. That having been said, guys, thank you so much. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you on the next one.